everyone. It's Mrs. Anderson. I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about middle school. I hope you're excited about middle school. It's okay to be nervous if you are nervous. It's a new adventure for you. Usually, we have a few classroom lessons about middle school in May, but I wanted to make sure that you still got the same information. The only thing we aren't able to do is practice opening up the combination locks. But I will post a few videos on the Glenkirk School Counseling YouTube page that you can watch if you want to practice. If you have a combination lock at home, the type they have at Gainesville are the kind with dial, and it has 3 different numbers you have to turn it to. They have those on the lockers, and then in PE, you rent a lock, and those are pretty much the exact same ones you might order off of Amazon. So those are good to practice with, the master lock type combination locks. So on February 21st, Mrs. Shelton came to visit us at Glenkirk, and she shared some great information. I wanted to kind of recap what she talked about, especially because the Rising 6th grade information night that was scheduled at the end of March for parents and students did not happen. So she talked about academics, and so she said that in 6th grade, typically the first 4 periods of the school day are for academic classes, your core classes. So you'll take math, language arts, science, and social studies those first 4 periods, and you will be placed on a team. I believe there's 4 teams in 6th grade, and basically what a team is, each team has a name. There's different teams for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but each team has a name, and there's an opportunity to order a t-shirt from your team. They have competitions, they have team days during PE, so that's a lot of fun. It's kind of, in a way, like our castles at Glenkirk. It's just a way to have spirit within your core group of teachers. And for those classes, there's been some questions about filling out a course card or things like that, but that is taken care of at Glenkirk. So the 5th grade teachers have filled out course recommendation cards for students, and basically that's just mainly for language arts and for math. There is opportunity to take extended language arts or extended math classes, and those are typically done by teacher recommendation. And there's also the enriched science class, which your 5th grade teachers emailed home about. It was also posted online, and those applications, I believe, were due on May 8th. And that is not an extended class. It's just a chance to enrich yourself in science. And so they basically learn the grade level curriculum in the first 6 weeks of each quarter, and then the last 3 weeks of each quarter, they talk about topics that are not in the curriculum. And usually, Mr. Meneno, who is the head of the Enriched Science program, he will send out information about acceptance shortly after the last day of school. So I think maybe the second week of June. Your other classes you'll have PE, you'll have a music class, and you'll have your encore class. So for PE and music, it rotates. It's the same class period, but you have an A day and a B day. So let's say Monday might be an A day, and then Tuesday is a B day. So you might have PE on Monday, then music on Tuesday, and then Wednesday would be the A day again, and it would just rotate like that. Kind of like our encore day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 at Glenkirk. So for music, everyone turned in their music form to me, and I turned those into Gainesville on March 6th. So Gainesville has those for scheduling purposes. You either selected chorus, band, or strings being either beginning strings or continuing strings. And additionally, you have an encore class each quarter. So there's 4 quarters in each school year. So each quarter, you will switch to a new encore class. If you are in Signet, you will take Signet during one of the quarters for encore. The encore classes for Gainesville, they may change from year to year, so I don't want to say for sure what you might be taking, but the ones that I know are always there are art, tech ed, which is where you typically, I think 6th grade, they make things out of wood, and then there's the FACS class, which for those of you who are around my age, it was called home ec. But basically, it's learning how to cook, learning about budgeting, some sewing, things like that. And then I know that, I don't know if it's 6th grade, but I know that in some of the grade levels they have some classes on career investigations and also some like learning strategies classes. So those might be in there as well. And those are just randomly assigned to you. You don't get to pick which ones you take or which quarter you take them. The other thing she talked about was clubs and activities. So if you, clubs, activities, sports. So if you want to try out for a sports team, it is competitive, she said, at Gainesville. But if you don't try out, you won't know if you're going to make it. So if you're interested, give it a try. You do have to have a sports physical on file with the school. And so you just want to make sure that that sports physical is turned in to the school before the day of the tryout. You also have to go to a concussion training through Prince William County Schools. Those are posted online. Typically, there's emails sent home about it. There's also information on the websites. So be sure, and you have to have that concussion training before you try out. Typically, they have several different sessions offered at area schools prior to each of the sports seasons, fall, winter, and spring. You can take it at another Prince William County school. You just have to fill out a form before you leave saying that you were in attendance, so they can turn it into your middle school. So for the clubs and activities, there's a lot of clubs and activities. You can go onto the Gainesville website and take a look and see what clubs they have. It does change from year to year because they do have to have a staff sponsor for the clubs and activities. So I think that is kind of the basic information I wanted to give you. If you have any questions about middle school or anything you're worried about or just wondering about, you can email me at andersea@pwcs.edu. I'll post that in the description of the video for you. It's also on the Glenkirk website. But again, it's andersea@pwcs.edu. Please don't hesitate to email me, students or parents, just with any questions you have. And if I don't have the answer, I can get in touch with Mrs. Shelton, and she is great about responding really quickly. I miss seeing all of you, and I hope you're doing well. Bye-bye.